Beginning of day 17, our son Zach has just dropped us off. He's pulling out now. Last view to the west. Trail goes in up over here. This is the beginning of day 17. We took a 0 on day 16, which was kind of nice. Tup's taking a picture of some flowers. Hope to make it to Montclair Glen Lodge. That's a little over 10 miles and we're not starting very early, so we'll see how far we get. Well, if you haven't figured it out by now, whenever you start at a gap, you're going to be climbing up out of the gap. First little view of the day, short little side trail. Not bad, it's only 4/10 of a mile up out of the gap to this, so it's kind of, if you want a quick hike for a view, it's a pretty good one. You've made it to Molly Stark's balcony. Beautiful view of our next couple days ahead. Camel's Hump is hidden in the top of the clouds there. At least the top of it is.
And what goes up Molly Stark's balcony must come down. This is what seems to be the trail below Molly Stark's balcony. See it, make mine? Yep. So that's where we just came from. And down, down, down is where we're going. Again, Molly Stark's balcony up there. And I want to thank the creator for all the amazing roots, because they end up being nice toe holds and hand holds as you're trying to make it down those rock faces and little ravines.
We're coming up on Birch Glen Lodge, and this will be the completion of Division 8 of the Long Trail. And Long Trail North is that way. I think these signs are looking relatively new. I don't remember seeing them the last time we were here, but and that's where we came from. So this is Birch Glen Camp. It was built in 1930. It's actually in pretty good condition. I know the roof is not from 1930. Tell that. But, nice little shelter. I'm gonna check out the inside. There's a table here, so that'll make a convenient spot for lunch. A little low beam here. Come in, it's pretty dark, but got a nice bunk space with an actual ladder, which is kind of nice because a lot of them haven't had ladders. Yeah, a little bit of a privacy wall, and it's not level by any stretch of the imagination, looking at that top bunk there, but on either side, but it would certainly make do. So came to a nice little stream, and unlike Friday, it's not the trail. I mean, the trail does cross this stream, but the trail is in much better shape even than when we took the day hike on, or slack pack, whatever you want to call it, on Saturday. There was some water on the trail. We got a little bit of rain at our house last night, but not too much. And so today, trail conditions seem to be much better so far.
So we have made it to Huntington Gap on the long trail. Megamine's just coming up from the south, and the Vast 17 trail goes down along that way to the east and down along that way to the west, and the LT continues on to the north in that direction, as does the Catamount cross country ski trail. Sometimes they converge, sometimes they split off. Just always got to watch for the white blaze. So in the distance you can just make out Cowles Cove Shelter, and just to the north of it, down the trail a little ways, is the location of the moldering privy that goes with Cowles Cove Shelter. This privy happens to be a nice addition to this location, and it was a service project led by Julian Cohen from Troop 23 here in Vermont. Did a fantastic job. Nice little nuances is the cutout in the door there. And then as you come up to it, they had a little rope work, some hooks to hang. You've got your nice pot to sit on, and bucket for sawdust after you're done, or chips, whichever happens to be in there. So this black bag over here is not actually trash. It is, in fact, old shavings. Sometimes they use different types depending on what's available. And this one had happened to be laying next to the privy. And unfortunately has gotten a number of rodent holes chewed in the bag. So sometimes helping to elevate those and getting them in a position where the water would be able to run out of them instead of just sitting in it is helpful. And then as far as helping to fill up that bucket that was inside, sometimes you might have to look around. Occasionally there's a bin. If it is not marked biohazard, then there might be some sawdust or chips in there. There might be a black bag like you see here, or there might be another little hiding location, and in this case there happens to be some flakes behind with a scoop behind this partition wall here that's next to the privy. So great Eagle Scout project, and definitely appreciate your service.
So here's the water source for Cowles Cove Shelter. A nice stream, real easy to fill up. And the shelter, heading north on the trail, is right over here. We're just stopping here and getting some water and pushing on, hopefully in a hurry here, because we got another 5 miles to Montclair Glen. So here is the shelter. There's our packs, just taking a break. Just got to a trail junction. There's Hedgehog Brook Trail, which goes to Big Basin Road, about 2 miles away, I guess. Long trail south, that direction. Panning over here, Top's getting a drink. That's Long Trail north, and we've got 6/10 of a mile up Burnt Rock Mountain, and 4.2 to where we're going, but making decent time the last mile. So we came from right over there, and the trail turns and goes down through this little crag here. There's Top ahead and the white blaze, and she disappears around the corner. Working our way up Burnt Rock. There goes Top climbing. It's pretty steep. I'm gonna film for just a few steps up here, but then I'm gonna put it away. But steep, but certainly doable. But to be safe, I'm gonna stop filming. But that's where we were coming from. So there's your white blaze on the side of that rock. Guess what? There's your next white blaze. So apparently you're supposed to walk sideways up the hill. No, it's just marking the trail, but so you could see it. But yeah, you're coming up through this tiny little crag here. And yeah, it's interesting. Me and my shadow coming up Burnt Rock. Almost to the top. Those views off to the east. Unbelievable. Turning to the south. Pretty fun. And then we continue to climb up. There's Topped up at the top. This is called Summit. Gonna make a left-hand turn. Goes a little bit above the summit. Up a little bit higher. I'll bring you a view from the very top. From the top of Burnt Rock, you can see Lake Champlain off to the west. Pretty nice view up here. It's a little bit blocked by trees. And there's our first glimpse of tomorrow morning's climb. Camel's Hump off in the distance. Here's Tupped using a rope that they have on the north side of Burnt Rock. So every once in a while there's things like this to kind of help you out. Problem is, the rope isn't quite long enough to get all the way down, so you have to kind of figure something out once you get down there.
So we are just north of Burnt Rock, traveling down the trail, and this is one of the aids that you come across, so you can continue north.
There's a rope there, but I wouldn't trust it too much. It's starting to fray. The ladder is secured to the rock.
Doing things with trekking poles sometimes can be a challenge too. And north we shall continue. Coming up Mount Ethan back over our shoulders. We've got a little bit of skyline back there. We have made it to the Mount Ethan Allen lookout. Gorgeous evening view. This is an extra special spot because when we were doing our section hike, one of the young people that we were with got a call letting them know that they had been accepted into the Coast Guard Academy, which was a pretty awesome experience, especially at the top of a mountain like that. Now the goal is going to be getting down safely. Catch you later. Just coming into the shelter for the last rays of light. We went from Gap today to Cowell's Cove Shelter for a little break, and Mount Ethan Allen. And now we are at Montclair Glen.
In recap, we hiked 10.7 miles, I think it is, from Route 17 to Montclair Glen Shelter. We didn't get a very early start, so we got in here right about dark. Glad we got the miles in. We thought about stopping earlier, but it rained a lot last night, and glad we don't have to go over Burnt Rock and Mount Ethan Allen. Thankfully there was room in the shelter, so everything's dry to start out the day.